So this is just to demonstrate what training fishing is going to be like for the foreseeable future. I've skipped past the early levels because you kind of bounce around flounder, eel, flounder, eel, flounder, eel for 20 levels or so, and now I've settled into the arrowtooth flounder, and it will go eel at 36, so on, so on. At 39 I'll get access to lobsters, which I don't think is that useful. They're what's the word? Venture. They're a venture, so you set them up and then you come back in 12 hours and they give you a chunk of XP, which will be nice when they're unlocked, but isn't that relevant for very long. So yeah, just eels and flounders all the way up to 472. So I got to level 39, and what I forgot is that I also have access to lobsters. The same piece of the map I've been running through 1,000 times during Kelp. So every 12 hours I'm going to try and get a little access to this. Bit of free XP. It's almost as good as having a passive, but not quite. I prefer the eels to the flounders because you can get this top-down view and kind of queue them all up. Anyway. Oh, not yet. There is 100 fishing. And we've just passed 5 gold as well, so we're building up a nice stack of that. Pushed up to tier 2 lobsters, so let's have a look at what the XP drop looks like for these. Quite good, quite good. I mean, it's scaling well with the XP we're getting on other things, so. Hello, Mr. Melv. I would like the grade 4 fishing spear, please. Thank you. And now we're just finishing up on the jelly flounders, last inventory maybe, with this KP. We reach conger eels. The clips probably feel like I've been skipping forward quite quickly. The reason being that you don't really stay at them for very long until we get to the next one we're coming to. Conger eels will be around for 41 levels or so, and then the gaps only get bigger from there. So I've passed through a few different eels, flounders, but yeah, it's not worth. There's not much variety in getting clips from them. So hopefully, actually, I don't think this will. Oh no, here we go. 131. Conger eels unlocked, and I'm sorry if this clip sounds terrible. I'm quite ill today. Oh no, I've ruined the account. Can you tell what I've done? While coming to sell some flounders, I accidentally opened up this map, which is not great. But I haven't discovered the pufferfish. There is no pufferfish here. I've not discovered them. I haven't got them. But I have ruined the account. Oh, it's going to bug me forever. I hope we unlock that map fairly soon because that's really annoying. Yeah. Start again. One thing that having this big fishing grind has given me is time to kind of plan out what's going to happen with the combat rework that they've announced. There's a whole thing about it's changing to global combat, and there'll be obelisk levels. I'm sure when this video comes out that was probably already going to have happened. So it's good that I won't have to change plans. I'll be able to see that change on my main and kind of figure out how that works on a chunk account, which that'll be cool. Just a little check up on the tool situation. So the grade 5 spear is now unlocked. The grade 2 lobster pot is unlocked, so that one's maxed. The grade 6 one is the max of the spear. I've got just over 13 gold. Been set back by the tools, but that'll build up again. The only thing that gold's really going to be useful for is buying enchantments when we unlock the Enchantress. And if I do manage to get that, there is one specific tool that I'm probably going to save everything I have to afford on it, and it isn't going to be fishing. So maybe some people will figure it out if they kind of look ahead to where the account would go. But for now, I'll keep that surprise. Another factor that I only recently thought about was having access to containers will change what passives I might have access to in the future. So I've bought a few of everything that I have access to. I have access to bottles, buckets and crates, but I don't have jars, I don't have baskets, and I don't have sacks. Jars and baskets exist out in the world. There's spawns of them you can get to. But sacks specifically only come from a few different shops. And that might be relevant in Hopeport because there's a chance that I unlock the little square stump foraging passive, but without sacks there's nothing I can do there because you can't gather the items without something to put them in. So here we are at the Eel Bridge. It's about 2 weeks since starting this grind, and you can see that we've got 199 and 1 KP saved up, so let's use this on fishing and hit that 200 level wall. Awesome. So that's a big milestone, but now we're going to see that everything we do gets a little bit harder. Oh, of course I'm full of eels. But yeah, KPs now don't give us a quarter of a level. They're down to 1/16, and we've got a big stack of levels to get through before we unlock any new training methods. So let's have a look at what the eel gives us in terms of filling up the XP bar. Yeah, that doesn't move. That barely moves at all. So yeah, it's 200 out of 473, but in most ways it's more like 200 out of 1,288, I think is the number, because every level after 200 basically counts as 4. So yeah, still got a while to go. So coming up will be the first KP post 200. Let's have a look at how much that actually gives us. Ooh, yeah, not great. Now this might be a surprise. I know what you're going to say. This isn't the Eel Bridge. I'm in the Apothecary, kind of having thoughts about doing other skills other than fishing. So post 200 levels really slowed down. Kind of setting in how long this is going to take and how long I'm going to be here. And I currently don't have any kind of passive activity available. So when I'm logged off, no progress is being made at all. However, in Alchemist, if I get to level 20, I can grind slugs, which requires absolutely no inputs. The only way I have to get to 20 is with 10% healing potions, but I have this much brown kelp, so it should be possible. So I think getting to level 20 on Alchemist now might A, give me a bit more variety in tasks, and B, help the account in the long run. So let's just buy up a full set of, yeah, max out my bottles to 999 and then just see what the rate's like on creating healing potions. Not bad. And there we go. So just that one inventory of kelp being prepared and made into potions got us all the way to level 5, nearly a half, and generated a third of a knowledge bar. So that's really good. That's very AFK. And 10% potions are honestly useless at all levels. But if I sell them back, that's 10 silver as well. So yeah, I could see Downtime doing this as a more AFK activity for knowledge, as well as getting to 20 for the passive. That's really good. I might even save it, because knowledge at the minute is adding to the 205, but the eels themselves are still somewhat a decent percentage of a level, but as that gets higher, the XP from the eels is less and less relevant, and the XP from the knowledge is more of what's actually leveling me. So, but then again, I want the passive earlier to be able to use it for longer. It's tough. I think I'll do the alchemy first. Get a few fishing levels just from the knowledge and work my way up to 20 alchemist. And we're just coming up to 20 now. That wasn't very long at all. It's about an hour. 350 so kelps used up. Still got a massive stack of them. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth doing this. Just going to the last few levels. So I don't actually have the KP ready to put into it, but I think I will by the time I finish this inventory. There's level 20. Just step away from this to see the nice pop-up. You can now grind slugs. Awesome. Here's the KP. Let's just put that right into grinding slugs. And then come over here to start it off. I'll hook grinding slugs, 2 coppers, that's fine. Not a massive amount of anything, but just any gains while I'm asleep will be better than what we have now. So, yeah, I'm going to get some passive alchemy. It'll go down a bit when we unlock the next passive. It gets reduced to 50% efficiency once you've got a better one to replace it with. But I won't be able to use wealth potions or forensics or any of these. The next one that I would get is at 47, so I don't know if it's likely that I'll reach 47 before I finish my fishing grind, but I suppose it's something to look forward to finding out. Alright, that's a level from some overnight stuff, which makes me 25 alchemist, but more importantly 400 total level. So I think I'll leave it there for this episode, and the fishing grind will continue in the next one.